Why do most cleaning businesses get stuck in the same spot month after month, year after year, burning through their budget, attracting the wrong types of clients, and seeing zero changes to their bottom line? Well, after speaking and working with hundreds of cleaning business owners over the past 5 years, I've uncovered 5 dangerous pitfalls that nearly every struggling business owner falls into. And in this video, I'm going to uncover what these pitfalls are so that you can skip them and predictably scale your cleaning company. So pitfall number 1, relying on word of mouth alone. Most cleaning businesses start off growing through referrals. In fact, if you were to think when you first started your business, I guarantee your first handful of clients were friends, family members, maybe colleagues. And then after you serviced these people, they probably referred you some of their friends. And then, you kind of built your first roster of recurring clients this way. And this is great. I mean, you start getting business without necessarily needing a website, a Google business profile, any social media presence, none of that. All of the growth comes organically. But here's the problem with this. It caps out pretty quickly. Relying on word of mouth alone is not scalable or predictable. And a lot of people like to brag about this. They'll say, "Oh, I've been in business for 15 years and I've never needed to market myself." And they like to wear that as like a badge of honor. And cool, if you're a solo cleaner, then sure, this might suffice. But I can tell you that no multi-6 or 7-figure cleaning business has grown solely on word of mouth. You need to actively be marketing your cleaning business and let the referrals just keep on happening in the background. Now, pitfall number 2, incorrect pricing. Pricing is one of the most fundamental aspects of a thriving business. And if you're trying to scale by being the cheapest cleaning service in town, the only thing you have to look forward to is an empty wallet and a ton of headaches. It's a total race to the bottom. That's why we often encourage our clients to raise their prices as one of the first levers that we can pull on to reach that thriving cleaning business. And just to illustrate how powerful this lever is, let's do a thought experiment together. Imagine your cleaning business is doing $10,000 a month in revenue, and your monthly costs are about $8,000 a month. So that leaves you with 20% profit margins. That gives you a monthly profit of $2,000. And let's say in this scenario, you're charging $200 per cleaning. Now, let's say we kept everything in your business the exact same, but we were to increase your rates by an extra 20%. So how much additional profit would that earn you? I'll give you a couple seconds to answer this. See, most people would have answered, well, I increased my rates by 20%, so that means my profits increased by 20% too, right? Wrong. Your profit would increase by 100%. Meaning you actually double the amount of money that you take home each month. That's because your monthly costs are fixed, so every additional dollar goes right back to you. That's right, a 100% increase in profit just from increasing your rates from $200 to $240. This is pretty significant if you ask me. Now, as you scale up, sure, your monthly overhead is going to increase, your profit margins are going to decrease a bit. But the fact remains that pricing is still one of the most accessible levers that you can pull on, and a small price increase can really be the difference between a business that struggles to keep the lights on versus one that gives you true financial freedom. So now let's move on to pitfall number 3, and this is going to be making emotional decisions instead of data-driven decisions. This one is a real silent killer, and it can apply to so many aspects of the business. For example, accepting all clients. Many companies, especially in the beginning, will take on anyone and everyone because, hey, more clients equals more money, right? And anyone who's been in the business long enough knows that when you say yes to every type of clients, it is a horrible state to be in. You're going to quickly burn out. And this is a prime example of an emotional decision. A data-driven decision would be knowing your cost per job, your average retention rates, your average lifetime value, and then being able to say no to clients that don't meet these standards. Another example could be employee metrics. So if you're keeping poor performers on your team because they've been with you since the beginning and you want to remain loyal to them, I'm sorry to say, but that's an emotional decision. A data-driven decision would be tracking your cleaners' completion times, hearing what your clients have to say about them in feedback, and then also knowing what your recurring conversion percentages are. and having that tough decision of, okay, do I have to let this cleaner go, or are they meeting these standards? Loyalty is great, but loyalty without performance costs you money, and the numbers don't lie. And then, of course, the final example, marketing. I can't tell you the amount of cleaning business owners that I've spoken to that said they tried an advertising platform and it didn't work. And maybe that's because they ran ads for 2 weeks, didn't see instant results, and then, just killed everything off prematurely. Or maybe their marketing actually was working, but they just had unrealistic expectations and expected, more and more, and had the grass is always greener syndrome. Either of these scenarios are examples of emotional decisions. A data-driven decision would be, okay, I spent $1,500 and I made $6,000 back, aka a 4-to-1 return on my investment. This is profitable. Let's continue. And that leads me into pitfall number 4, which is going to be not tracking your ROI, or return on investment. So piggybacking off the previous points, a lot of business owners don't actually know if their marketing is even profitable or not. But when you track your return on investments, that tells you everything you need to know. The main marketing metric that you should be paying attention to is your CAC, which is short for cost to acquire a customer. A big mistake I often see with business owners as well as marketers is they're obsessing way too much over the front end metrics like cost per click, click-through rates, even cost per lead. And even if these front end metrics look good on your campaigns, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're being profitable and making a return. Sometimes these metrics make you feel productive because you see, my click-through rate is 3% and it was 1% before, but they can easily trick you into optimizing for the wrong thing. And to make matters worse, if you guys are actively marketing, I'm sure you've gotten calls from Google ad support reps or Meta ad support reps that tell you to try broad targeting, and we're going to jump your impressions from 100 to 4,000 people and this and that. And all they're really trying to do is get you to spend more money. They know that the average person is not very savvy to marketing metrics. So these shiny front-end metrics might sound good to the business owner, but it rarely results in actually being profitable. It's kind of like a new retail store opening up and bragging about how they're getting twice as much foot traffic as their competitors down the block. Sure, it might feel good for the owner, but if nobody is actually purchasing anything, then it makes no difference whether one person or 1,000 people are walking through their door. So bottom line, track your ROI. And then last but not least, pitfall number 5 is going to be hiring the wrong agency. So here's a big mistake. Hiring a marketing service that doesn't understand your industry. The cleaning industry has its own rhythm. It's local, it's reputation driven, very much so built on trust and peace of mind. And if your agency is running cookie cutter campaigns that work for gyms and salons, well, they're missing the mark. That's why here at Celebrity Maid, we specialize in only working with cleaning companies, because when you understand the industry, the ads convert better, the results come in faster, and that leaves you as a happy cleaning business owner who can scale more dependably. Now, if you're looking to do the marketing yourself or hire someone to do it for you, there's a good chance that you're probably going to have to spend a lot of time testing different ads, like different images, different videos, different messaging scripts, landing pages, templates, offers, and all of that jazz. Ask me how I know. This took several years of refining our craft until we eventually created a predictable system that we could plug in to just about any cleaning business and scale them predictably. But don't just take my word for it. Check out this case study of a cleaning franchise where we helped scale all 3 of her locations in just 2 months of partnering together. You won't want to miss it. Check it out.